Hey, what's up everybody, Mike back with another video. So today I've got something pretty cool for you. Now if you follow me on social media, this is an awesome home entertainment system. 999 games all rammed into one awesome box. We're going to be checking it out and I'll give you the lowdown on how good this thing is and if you should actually buy one. Honestly, I must admit, when I first opened up the box, it was presented so well, and it kind of gave you a feeling of nostalgia straight away, and in terms of the kind of games that it's packing and the sheer volume of games, there is definitely something for everybody, from Pac-Man to Donkey Kong, Super Mario, anything like that. In terms of the price point, £100, now that puts it quite cheap compared to other options on the market, and of course this is Tech 404, so we hooked it up to a projector. Before we go any further, let me show you exactly what you get inside the box. First thing out the box was the power brick, and then alongside that we get the power cable. It's got a good length to it as well. All of the cables are 5 meters long. We get a double-ended VGA cable. Alongside that we also get a 5 meter long double-ended USB cable. Not sure about what to do with that, but we also get the 5 meter long HDMI cable. We also get the instruction manuals. The diagrams are good. It's written in English and Chinese, and it gives you pretty much everything you need to know about the device. Finally, we also get 2 replacement buttons, so when you're in the zone and you're actually tapping away, if you wear the buttons out, you got 2 replacement keys. The gaming machine is relatively big as well, measuring almost 26 inches in length, almost 9 inches in depth, and 2.5 inches in height. So that whole big form factor kind of adds to that whole arcade experience at home. I also like the fact that they've used a 6mm acrylic top, and like some of the ones that I've seen on eBay, they cheap out on the actual top panel using only 4mm acrylic. The body of the games console has a full metal jacket sitting under the acrylic. It's finished in this flat black kind of finish, and honestly the powder coating is not too bad either, so no complaints. Perforated panel allows for the audio to come out from the speaker and a bit of venting. Located on the right hand side you'll see another perforated section with a small fan for a bit of airflow, and honestly that little fan does a really good job. It makes next to no noise. So in terms of rear I/O and switches, we've got the big glowing on and off switch, and it does glow orange when it's powered on. We also have the 12 volt input, we have the HDMI, the VGA, the audio out. We also have a volume dial, CFG for the configuration of the gaming machine, and then we have 2 USB 2.0 ports. One thing I didn't like is the cutouts on the ports. Some of them could have been done with a little bit more precision. As you can see, the 12 volt power input isn't perfectly aligned and there's a small gap, and for me the HDMI port just sticks out a little bit too much. So I also wanted to take a look at the hood of this game machine, so I removed the 3 screws located on the front of the device using a standard Phillips head screw, and here you can see the LED strip. You can also see the main board, you can see the actual joystick controllers, which are these clear plastic blocks if you will, and you got the switches and all the cabling. Anything in here is pretty easily replaceable except for the board itself, but again you could actually probably replace the block. To remove the switch you just press and pull the tabs out and then just push it up and just remove the 2 spade connectors, pop in a new switch. In terms of the actual board itself, this is what I was a little bit confused by. Very little information could be found on the actual product listing page, so I wanted to find out what chipset it was, and this thing is being powered by an all-winner A13. Now the A13 isn't exactly massively powerful. I just wanted to see how much RAM was in it, and the max supported RAM on this thing is 512. Doesn't sound like a lot until you actually fire up the game machine and the experience speaks for itself. It's very good. Now when I fired up the actual console for the first time, that single RGB strip really does shine through that acrylic top, and as you can see, here is the Xiaomi Laser Projector, and the image quality that comes through that HDMI port on the console through the projector is really clean. There's no kind of fuzziness, there's no distortion, and the children played on this thing for a solid couple of hours and there was no kind of freezing or anything like that, and navigating through the games is just endless. There's so many of them. Check out the actual built-in speaker. And one thing I was surprised by, every single game that we tried, almost 200 of them, worked absolutely fine and not one of them failed to load. Now, while I appreciate retro gaming might not be for all kids or even adults, big kids, doesn't matter what you're doing, this is a great way to pass the time, especially with the summer months coming ahead and the World Cup tournament round the corner. This is a great way to keep everybody entertained in between games. Link in the video description if you guys want to go check it out. I will try and get an offer code updated in the video description as soon as I can. I'm going to be back with a special video from ViewSonic, so if you're into projectors, tech, gadgets, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. My name is Mike, this is Tech404. Thanks for watching, I'll catch you on the next one.